remember our ground rules about confidentiality and participation, how we're not gonna interrupt each other or talk about, somebody's future plans outside the room? Yeah, okay, good. We're going to begin today by looking at a map, okay? I found this map, I ordered one online, it's kind of small, but this is a map of all of the colleges all of the colleges in the United States. Now, when I zoom in, watch, look how many there are. Do you see that? That's the East Coast right there. Look how many there are. Now you go over to the West Coast where we're at. No, but when you zoom in on the areas, look, this is just LA. This is just San Francisco right there.
But there's nothing like in the West Midlands.
Right, there's not a whole lot in the Midwest right here. But there are options, and there's a ton out there. So does that make you feel a little bit better? You've got more than just a few options, right? I did email you today a list of college options to your school loop accounts. So check those out as you continue to research. And I tried to specialize it based on what you're interested in and based on your transcripts and what you can apply to. So to give you some extra ideas as you're doing your research, okay? So we got lots of options. So our goal today is going to be to walk out of here with a plan. But before we start, let's go ahead and just talk briefly about what we're feeling after doing our research. You know, what are we feeling about the whole process? How do we feel about moving forward? What are your concerns? Concerns about moving forward or planning or anything like that?
Money.
Money? Okay, we can talk about that.
Financially.
Other concerns?
My GPA,
Your
I feel like it's gonna affect me, like, not being able to get into a 4 year straight, but like, I'm gonna have to transfer.
Okay, how many of you have the same concern as Emmanuel? Same concerns?
Not concerned, but I am gonna do that.
Okay, so maybe options, right? What are my options at this point still? We're still considering that? Okay.
You said that I need to do paramedic school, or should I talk to UP about like how he, like what he did to become?
Absolutely, yes. Reaching out to those resources that we know, and planning those next steps, right? That's what we're gonna start with today too, is planning those next steps. So it sounds like financial aid is gonna be part of that planning process. Talking to the right teachers is gonna be part of that planning process. And assessing our GPAs and where we can apply is gonna be part of that process, right? Any other concerns?
What about the scholarships?
Scholarships too, yes, that'll be part of our process. Anybody want to give some ideas of what our next steps are? Besides talking to teachers, what else are we gonna do?
My next step is probably looking for scholarships.
Okay.
Applying for them.
Did you apply to all of them, or?
Just ones that are like eligible for, right?
Right, just the ones that you're eligible for. So you'll have to read the scholarship and identify what the criteria is for applying, and then if it applies to you, you can apply to the scholarship. Other next steps, applying to scholarships, talking to teachers. There's a big one that you're gonna have to do in order to apply. What is that?
Know what school you want to go to?
Know what school you're gonna go to.
Talk to students to see how they test or all of that.
Take the SAT or ACT.
There you go.
Oh, I heard you can't take it after December for senior.
I believe that's correct.
From what, the SAT?
SAT and ACT?
The ACT, both of them?
We're gonna have to plan out when to take our SATs and ACTs before December, absolutely.
So then do we apply now, like get the waiver now?
Yes.
Is it coming when we're looking at Friday?
Yeah.
And
How much is
then,
that? It's free.
what is that? Is that the SAT?
SAT and the
ACT,
ACT.
good.
Are they both like? Okay.
What's the difference, whether it has more science or something, or?
I heard the ACT is way easier than the SAT.
It's just different types of questions, and maybe what we can do is look at the different types too, together, so you can know going in, and I believe your counselor is gonna work with you on that too, with the meeting that you have, right? Is that the plan, to meet with him?
For,
The blue slip that you just pulled out?
No. You
that
don't
one
have to.
already met with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
after
he
you get
gave
your
me
waiver, you just go and
Yeah,
do
just
it.
go online
You
and
go
then-
online, get your picture.
Oh, it's online?
Yeah, you have to register online.
Okay,
And you can literally just do it at school. It's like fast.
there you go. So that's gonna be on our list. And then the big one we're missing,
What you already missing? Applying for colleges?
that's it.
Oh wow.
We gotta fill out,
I knew that.
we gotta fill out the application.
What would happen if they don't accept you? They don't just call you back or they don't contact you back?
You'll get a letter.
And they'll tell you that we're sorry you
No
didn't.
matter what, you'll get a letter. It'll be a letter of acceptance or it'll be a sorry letter.
What if you don't get
That's
accepted to
sorry.
any of the schools?
So
Well,
here's our
community
plan.
college, you can't not accept you.
As long as you have a high school diploma, okay, you can apply to community college and go.
Do you know anything about Santa Ana College? Cause I was talking to somebody and then they said that she was gonna go there and that if you meet the like criteria or something of the university, I think in LA, UCLA, that they like guarantee you a spot or something. Is that true?
I don't know specifically about UCLA, but most community college campuses have transfer programs where if you complete their transfer requirements, you meet, your 2 years of classes, and the requirements that they have for that transfer program, you are guaranteed transfer into, I believe, some of the UCs and Cal States.
And in that case, we'd have to look at the transfer rate too, right?
We're gonna look at the transfer rate, we're gonna look at, for those community colleges, the transfer programs and what those requirements look like.
Cause I was looking at OCC and OCC has a 50% transfer rate
Mhm.
from OCC to UC Davis.
As a general campus or just that transfer program?
The transfer program.
Okay.
The CDP said that Golden West is a really good community college. It's like the second best nationwide or whatever.
Really
For the program
for
that
the
you're looking for.
nursing program or something like that. And I was looking it up, but I couldn't find it. Cause I was looking up online and then I was
Yeah,
doing
I
a
saw
thing.
it.
And
It's
each
just like, I'm
campus-
not interested in nursing though.
Okay, so maybe it's not the campus you wanna go to. Every campus has their own specialties. When I was looking up Emmanuel's interests, which is aviation, right, technology, auto mechanic maybe, I was looking at the FAA guidelines in their schools and which programs they specifically look for, in hiring, right? They're very selective. There's only a few schools in the whole country that offer the programs that are FAA approved. Guess where one of them is? Orange Coast College.
Yeah, they said they had.
Yeah.
I did see that too.
So you have some great community colleges right around us that have specific programs you may be looking for. We just have to know which campuses have which programs. And we have to, if we wanna go to 4-year, we gotta know what the requirements are for their transfer programs too. So, obviously, we're all gonna be applying to community colleges. And we have some more time to specify which ones and which programs we're looking for. What we have less time in doing is specifying which 4 years we're going to apply to. And here's what I'm gonna say. All of us are eligible for fee waivers. You get 4 free applications for the Common App, okay? There's no hurt in just putting those applications out there, right? So I say all of us pick 4 schools that are 4 years, that maybe we're interested in, that maybe we think we have a chance of getting into, that have the programs we're interested in, and we just apply, okay? We still look at our community college options, but then we also have our 4 applications for 4 years out there, okay? Just because it's free, and we might as well see what happens, okay? Go for, when we always apply senior year, we always go for our dream schools, our schools we know we can get into, and we have that range. And it doesn't matter, what our transcript looks like necessarily, if it were a 4.0 student or a 2.0 student, you're gonna be kind of choosing that range, your dream schools all the way to your realistic schools. Does that make sense? Okay. So, in front of you, you have a little plan. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to fill out what you can on this sheet, and then I want you to share out a couple elements of your plan today before you even leave. It doesn't have to be 100% complete, but I want you to identify, at least your common application deadline, okay? Because we are all gonna fill out some common applications. That will be at the end of November, so let's say November 30th, right? Teacher letters of recommendation you're going to need for the common app. So identify who you're gonna ask which teachers you're gonna ask for recommendations. You can add your counselor to that list, and when you're gonna ask them to have it by, okay? Go through and make a couple of itemized deadlines for yourself off of this plan, and then we'll go ahead and share out our plans before we leave today. And if they're not 100% complete, that's fine. I'll be helping you guys fill these out along the way. Okay? Take a minute to do that, and if you have questions, let me know. Start with regular application deadlines here, and then you can move down to letters of rec. If you have not taken your SAT or ACT, write down, maybe next to the test scores area, when you plan to take that. Make your plan step by step. You can always put me down as a reference for your letter of rec. Just write down when you're gonna ask me for it. There is a December SAT, if you wanna do the December SAT. There is a November SAT.
What the ACT is in December?
I'm not sure, we'll have to look at those dates. Put ACT down by December, and we'll look up the official dates. Okay. For the sake of time, we'll go ahead and just go around the table and share out one thing off of our list. Either step 1, step 2, or step 3 that you know you're gonna get done right away, okay, as part of our plan. Who wants to start?
Wait to share what?
Share one of the items off of your plan that you're going to get done,
To get my letter of recommendation.
okay? Who are you gonna ask and by when?
Mr. Nasrati,
Mm-hmm,
you,
okay,
and Mr. Second.
okay, by? Well, if your application is due at the end of November, when are you gonna ask them for the recs? Beginning of November?
Yeah.
November
November
4th? I think that's a Friday, November 4th. Write it down. Good.
I wanna get my ACT done by December.
Excellent. Destiny?
I wanna retake the SAT and ACT.
Good. Excellent. Andrew?
Same.
Okay. Emmanuel?
Apply before the deadlines.
Excellent. And the deadlines are?
November 30th.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I wanna apply for my FAFSA, cause I know Nafra only said by October or something.
No,
Or
that's when you
November.
can start.
Or started, yeah, but
Yes.
ends like.
Okay,
pretty
good.
close.
So if you flip it over actually, you can see the FAFSA checklist. The deadline, absolute deadline, if you want to go to school in fall of 2017, next fall, is March 1st. That's your
Yeah,
FAFSA
already done.
deadline. Good. And so there's a checklist there of what you're gonna need to fill out your FAFSA. So money comes after applications typically. Once you fill out your applications, you fill out your financial aid, your FAFSA form. You will get your letters of acceptance or denial back before you'll get your financial aid back. So again, you won't be able to decide on your schools until after you've applied, after you receive those letters, and then after that, you receive your financial aid packages, okay? So we're just gonna not worry about money until the financial aid comes in at the end of the year. But we're still gonna apply to FAFSA and scholarships along the way.
And
Okay.
there's a school that offers, like they do the FAFSA for you,
Mhm.
like they sign it up, does that FAFSA application, count for like other colleges too, or is it just for like just?
FAFSA counts for all of your colleges as long as you, in the application, you have to designate which schools you're applying to. So I don't know if another college can fill it out for you. I think you have to fill it out and you select that college on your list.
That's good.
And then you add all of the colleges you're applying to on your list.
So we have to put our parents like their recent like taxes or something.
So they're gonna have to have their taxes done, but they can use the previous year's taxes this year. So as long as they filed taxes last year, you can use that for
Cause
this
I know my dad
application.
hasn't done his taxes,
Mhm.
so would I would be able to do the FAFSA thing?
No parent?
Hmm?
No parent,
No.
not mom
No,
either?
no.
We'll talk about that. I don't believe so. I think you have to have a tax return filled out for this. So we'll look into that for you, okay? So these are the next steps. We'll go ahead and finalize this plan. Since this is our last official session, I will check in with you guys and see how you're doing, and help you fill out those applications as you need to and as you have questions. Otherwise, thank you for participating in our session.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been valuable?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Let's stop right there.
You know that you could just edit it and